Hey guys, it's Al with techmadeezy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video. Guys, we have a comparison video for you. This is the River 3, and this is the new River 3 Plus that's just coming out. And as you can see, it has expansion. In this video, we're going to be covering detailed specs. We're going to take a close look. We're going to go over ports. We're going to go over solar. We're going to go over power and so much more. So guys, let's go ahead and check this out. Let's get this party started. Hi, this is Al from techmadeezy with a really quick message. The video you're about to watch is sponsored. We received this product from the vendor, but keep in mind, we will be very honest with you as we review the product. That is very important to us. If you like our video, I sure hope you give us a thumbs up. I hope you share our video. And last, I really hope you subscribe and become a part of the family. Thank you. Before we jump in and actually go over this comparison, if you want to know more and if you want to see more, I highly recommend you check out our detailed reviews with testing on the River 3 and the River 3 Plus. It is going to have a lot more detail, and I will put links in the video description. But let's go ahead and move on. We're going to go ahead and do a quick close look. Then we're going to go over the differences. What makes these different? And if you still need help, don't forget, post comments down below. I will try to answer those for you and give us some thumbs ups. We really appreciate that. So let's turn the screens on for a moment on these two and see what they look like. They are slightly different. Look, they both give you the same information, just so you'll know. A little smaller screen here, a slightly bigger screen here with a little bit different design. I'm going to give you a close-up on the screens in a moment. Now, I want you to see that you've got your ports all up in the front on the River 3. And on the River 3 Plus, aren't you disappointed? You've got one AC outlet? I'm kidding. They actually have two more AC outlets in the back of the unit, okay? So don't you worry. But let me go ahead and just give you a close-up of the screen so you can see what it looks like. And then we'll take a look at the top and the sides and the back. So let's go ahead and take a look at the River 3 screen. As you can see here, you've got your charge and discharge time. You also have your input and your output for your watts, okay? When AC is turned on, you'll actually see that it'll say AC. Let me just turn that on so you could see that AC is on. If you turn on your DC, it'll do the same. So pretty simple. As we move over to the River 3 Plus, you're going to notice it has a shiny exterior. I don't know what to say about that. I guess it looks nice. Hopefully it won't be in the way of you. But now inputs on the left, outputs on the right. You know, your battery percentage. It's got this fancy bar. So it's a nice looking display. So, you know, other than that, the colors are about the same. I like the darker color, by the way. So that is the screens. Looking at the right sides of the unit, you'll notice that your ports on the River 3 are right there. And this just drops down and out of the way. So that's nice. You got an XT60 here. And of course, where you would plug in the device. It does not have a power brick. And this doesn't either. So that's really great. You know, they just give you a power cord now. All right, and then that just clips right in. Over here, you've got your fans. Over here, you do have your air going through the same way. So we'll take a look at the other side in a moment. Here's the right side of them. And again, you could see there's a fan here. There's a fan here. So, you know, ventilation is definitely improved on these. If you remember, some of the River 2 devices actually had fans in the back. but that didn't really help with ventilation. It did the job, but this definitely does a good job getting that air to circulate throughout the unit, and that's important. Now let's take a moment and just look at the tops for a minute, and you're going to notice that they're flat, which is nice. Let me adjust my camera. You're going to hear some squeaking, but look at the tops, by the way. So these are actually flat, which is nice. So you can put something on them, which is nice. And the handles were redesigned, by the way. This is more comfortable in comparison to the River 2. So they definitely have more comfortable handles. So I like that. Looking at the bottom of the unit, they both have these rubbers on all four corners. So that's going to do the job for you to make sure it's not scratching up, anything like a wood surface and stuff. So you do have all four of these on both of the units. As we look at the back of the units, you'll notice now there's only a handle on the River 3, but in the River 3 Plus, you actually have two AC outlets back here, right? And you have a couple of things. So you pull this down and it drops in, which is nice. Your plug goes here. So let me just kind of show you that real quick. So your plug goes there. You've got your XT60i, right? Definitely a difference, because this only has an XT60, and that's fine because it's a smaller power station. It doesn't need an XT60i. But you also have a USB-B here, and we'll tell you why a little later in the video. But that's a good look at the units. Let's jump into some detailed specs. So let's jump in and go over detailed specs to tell you what the difference is. I'm going to put the information up on the left side and on the right side for you. So let's start off with pricing. So the River 3 has been out for a little while now. MSRP is $259, but I have seen it on sale, and we will have links in the video description. Hopefully you use our links. It's actually no additional cost to you, and you actually help support the channel. On the right, the River 3 Plus, I currently don't have pricing, but I'm hoping to put that in the upper right-hand corner a little later on, before the video launches, okay? Now, power. Let's talk about power. So the River 3 is a 300-watt power station with a surge of 600 watts. Keep in mind, surges, are for seconds. They're not for any more than that. Now, what about the River 3 Plus? Well, it's double, 600 watts with a 1200-watt surge. Now, both of these support X-Boost. And I'm going to leave some information at the end of the video if you want to know what X-Boost is and maybe the compatibility with devices. So make sure that you don't use X-Boost unless you understand it, okay? Because you can cause damage to some electronics. So on the left, the River 3 is 600 watt X-Boost. And obviously, if it is compatible, you'll be able to run that device a little longer than a couple of seconds, of course, because you'll have your X-Boost on and the device would support it. On the right, it's double, 1200 watts of X-Boost. Again, don't forget, at the end of the video, look for that information. Now, these are both pure sine wave power stations. That means they're going to give you really clean power. Now, what is clean power? Well, if I plugged a fan into any one of these two power stations, I wouldn't hear any other sound but the fan. But if I plugged a fan into a modified, sine wave power station, there would be a humming noise. What about a TV or a projector? Well, if it wasn't pure sine wave, you might see distortion on the screen, but you have nothing to worry about with these two. Now, these two also offer something new this year. It's called GaN power technology. I'm going to put an image up on the screen for you. And as you can see there, if you're running devices or appliances that are under 100 watts, you'll be able to run them twice as long. I'll include this towards the end of the video as well. And what about UPS? Can you use these as a UPS? You can. Again, the batteries are smaller batteries on these power stations. Now, I'll tell you, the expansion on the River 3 Plus on the right will definitely help you out. So the UPS on the River 3 is 20 milliseconds. That's pretty darn fast. But the River 3 Plus is 10 milliseconds. Now this also comes with a special cable for computers, and that's the reason why it has a USB Type B outlet in the back. And that would connect to a PC to actually make sure that the switch is much quicker. What about the battery type in these power stations? Believe it, they're both LFP, lithium iron phosphate, and they both have 3,000 cycles, and then they go to 80%, which is amazing, by the way. What about battery capacity? So on the left side, the River 3 is 245 watt hours, and the River 3 Plus is only 286 watt hours, so it's slightly a bit more. But keep in mind, it actually has expansion. So let's talk about that. The River 3 doesn't have expansion. The River 3 Plus does. And I'll show you the port in a moment, and I'll even connect the battery for you. But let me tell you about it. So the River 3 Plus has two batteries available. An EB300, which is 286 watt hours, and an EB600, which I'm going to show you. It's 572 watt hours. Now, if you use the EB600 with the River 3 Plus, you will get 858 watt hours, which is nice. Let's take a moment, show you the battery, show you how it connects. So here it is. This is an EB600, the larger size battery, right? This is a 572 watt hour battery. Again, when you connect it to this, you'll get a total of 858 watt hours. Now, these are the pins. And what happens when you get the battery, by the way, is these two covers are on. So this would actually be on the extra battery, and this would be on the bottom of the River 3 Plus. But I took them off for now, and you want to save these when you buy these. But it'll protect these pins. So these are the pins that actually connect to the bottom of the River 3 Plus. This is the back of the battery. And when we turn it around, we will have the front of the battery. Now, check this out. What's really cool is you do have a light on here. It's not a light that you would use. It just tells you it's on with a power button. But take a look at this magic sauce right here. This has a USB Type-C, 140 watt. But guess what? It's not just 140 watt. This is an in and an out. That means you can use this battery on its own, which is nice. You can charge it also. You can get yourself a USB Type-C solar panel. And I'll put some in the video description, by the way, because EcoFlow just came out with them. But you could use this to power your devices, but you can also use it to actually charge this as well, which is nice. So how does this connect? Let's check that out. So how does it connect? Well, there's a groove here that you're going to basically attach to this lip. And then after you do that, you're going to slowly drop this onto the pins. Let me show you. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to grab the front and then slide it on. Hit the power button. I am ready to rock and roll. And you could see now there's that light that shows you, I believe this shows you the charge status of this battery, to be honest with you, because it's not 100%. Combined right now, they're 46%. All right. Now, how do you take this off? Very simple. You just go to the back. There's a latch back here. You push this down, okay? And when you push it down, you release the power station. And lay this down. I don't like banging stuff, by the way. But that's one big difference between the River 3 and the River 3 Plus. Might make your decision easier. Continuing on with specs, they both have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Bluetooth if you're going to control it locally. Wi-Fi if you want to control these remotely. You can control them anywhere in the world as long as they're connected to Wi-Fi and you have a device that is connected to Wi-Fi. And they both offer the EcoFlow Smart app, and I got to tell you, it's an amazing app. Let's take some time now and go over output. So the River 3 has 6 ways to power devices. The River 3 Plus has 7 ways. Now the River 3 Plus can have an 8th way if you buy the expansion battery. Then you're going to actually have that 140 watt USB Type-C in and out port. But again, the expansion battery is an option. So on the left side, the River has 2 AC outlets. It's got 2 USB Type-A 12 watt. It's got 1 USB Type-C 100 watt. And it's got a car charger that is 126 watts. Now, the River 3 Plus has 3 AC outlets. It's got 2 USB Type-A 12 watt, 1 USB Type-C 100 watt, and of course a car charger with 126 watts. Let's now cover input. Let's talk about solar. We have some differences here. The River 3 is 110 watts, 11 to 30 volts, 8 amp. The River 3 Plus is 220 watts, 11 to 55 volts, 8 amp. AC charging. The River 3 can handle 320 watts of AC charging max, and that is adjustable in the EcoFlow app, by the way. You might have an outlet that's an older outlet, so you can actually bring that down. The River 3 Plus, 380 watts max AC charging. Car charging. The River 3 supports 100 watts, and the River 3 Plus, they say, actually supports 220 watts. So that's pretty interesting. Now, what about an IP rating? So just so you'll know, both of these power stations, the battery pack is actually IP54, fire retardant shell on the outside, by the way. Both of them, the River 3 and the River 3 Plus. They're also dust protected, but it's limited, all right? Just keep that in mind. This is not something that you want to leave outside in the weather. The dimensions, I'm going to put the dimensions up for the River 3. I'll put the dimensions up for the River 3 Plus. Let me talk about warranty. The River 3 offers a 2-year warranty, which is interesting. I think it came down from the River 2. But the River 3 Plus does have a 5-year warranty. Let's now cover what is included. So the River 3 includes a quick start guide. It includes a car charger with an XT60 cable. It includes an 18 AWG AC cord. Now, why am I telling you this is 18 AWG? Well, because they're giving you a 14 AWG with the River 3 Plus. I mean, look how much thicker that is, right? You see that? So this is a much thicker cable. All right, so you're getting that. Now in the River 3 Plus quick start guide, you are getting a cable that has the XT60i with the River 3 Plus. Again, your AC cord, right? 14 AWG. And then a cable that's USB Type A to USB Type B. And again, this basically gets connected to a computer when you're using the UPS feature, and it will communicate, allowing this to really switch within those 10 milliseconds, which is amazing. I can't believe it. Here is a video we did comparing all 3 of the River 2 series. If you want to look back, these are still available and the prices are pretty attractive. I'm going to put the word River in the upper right-hand corner in a moment. I'll also put the link in the video description. But if you want to watch this video and check out the differences between all 3 of the River 2, well, here's the word River right now. Click on that, and you can jump in and watch that video. All right. So which is your favorite? Tell me in the comments. I would really love to know. I got to tell you, I like the River 3 Plus. I like the screen. I like it's a little bigger. I do like the expansion. And the USB Type-B cable, where you can connect it to a computer for it to connect faster, switching over on the UPS is a really, really cool feature. So guys, I hope this video helped you in some way. And if it did, take a moment and give us a thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate it. And if you could, share our video with your friends and your family. You know, having a power backup is really important, and you might know someone that needs a power backup. All right? Our social media is going to be right up top. If you want to follow us on social media, you want to check out our new Tesla channel, look us up on YouTube at My Tesla Journey 1. I'm going to put a video on the right side. If you have time and you want to see another video, check this one out. And if you want to subscribe to our channel here at techmadeezy, go ahead and click that round techmadeezy logo and you'll be able to subscribe and join the family. Guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.